Hi, good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is T. Kenneth Ubebo, and I just wanted to share some thoughts about humility and naivety. There are things personally I'm learning in this season of life because if you misunderstand the words, you can actually be one thing and think you are another. For example, you can be a pacifist and think you are a peaceful person. You can be naive and think you are humble. So, really, what's humility? And then what is naivety? Now, humility is a word that is often misunderstood, but the truth is, true humility is not naivety. It requires deep awareness of the world you are living in, and it will help you to navigate this world at its core. Humility is your ability to recognize your strength and your limitations. You are not without strength, and then you are not without limitations. Now, your ability to recognize your strength and your limitation, it's humility. You know what you can do and you know what you can do. Of course, that doesn't make you small or smaller than anybody else. It just makes you different. For some people, humility to them means that they are nothing. So they have to grovel like a worm before everybody. No, when you recognize your strength and also your weakness, you know that you are not superior to anybody, neither are you inferior to anybody. Of course, it leads you to critical thinking, and then you understand how the world works around you. On the other hand, naivety is going ahead into something without understanding how the system works, like doing an investment without any background check, trusting without background check, for example, or going into an investment without analyzing the risk involved. So you just put your money there because somebody put your money there. That is naivety. Or going into a relationship without understanding the dynamics, going into a business without understanding the dynamics. That is naivety. On the other hand, humility, of course, can go into the same thing but fully aware of the risk. And so it will choose restraint, it will choose openness, it will choose kindness in dealing with the people. It is not a blind choice. Naivety is a blind choice, but humility is understanding all the risk involved and still willing to take the risk knowingly. You know your strength, you know what you can do, and then you know what you can do. A humble person is intelligent, perceptive, and even skeptical. They understand power dynamics, human flaws, and complexity, but they don't let that knowledge turn into arrogance. Of course, humility and arrogance are on two ends, just the way humility and naivety are on two ends. They are teachable, even though they understand, they are intelligent, they are skeptical, they are perceptive, they are teachable and very grounded. You know why? Because they know that they don't know everything. In leadership, for example, humility allows a leader to adapt and grow. You know you don't know it all, you can learn from your people. But on the other hand, when you have a naive leader, he might lead with, of course, make poor decisions because he does not know, and of course, he's not willing to learn. He has misplaced trust and lacks insight. Of course, misplaced trust means when a suggestion comes in, because he lacks insight, perception, even the ability to be skeptical and be intelligent, he can just trust somebody without awareness. But humility, as aware, is aware of his strength and weakness, and then knows how to work, learn from other people. In everyday life, humility helps us to build stronger relationships because it invites dialogue. It's not saying I know it all, I want to dominate. No. It says, see, I might be wrong. I know A, B, and C, but I might be wrong. So it allows other people to make input so that at the end of the day, the decision is based on critical judgment. Question, you evaluate. So humility is not being small. No. That you are humble does not mean that you are small. I like a word some people use. They say humility. No. That's humility now in negative. Like humility doesn't mean you are small. Like I said before, it just means that you are aware of your strength. You're also aware of your weakness, and you understand the dynamics of human relationship. And then you are able to relate with people. It's not control them, no. But instead, control yourself. Humility is about being real, and it is what I would call strength under control. Because arrogance is strength without control. I remember Pirelli did an advert many years ago, and they said, power is nothing without control. Talking about their tires. Humility is strength under control. Confidence without arrogance, and wisdom without pride. I think I should say that again. Humility is strength under control. Confidence without arrogance, and wisdom without pride. So at the end of the day, that you are humble doesn't mean other people walk over you. That you are humble also doesn't mean that you walk over other people. You are sure of your strength, you are sure of your ability, but you also know your shortcomings and your weakness. And when you make decisions, you evaluate properly. Whereas the naive person is not even aware of his strength, is not aware of his weakness, does not evaluate the risk, does not evaluate decisions, just jumps into it. And that's what the book calls the simple person who goes his way without considering long-term consequences. So I want to ask, are you humble or are you naive? Do you have humility or you have blind naivety? You just trust without testing? Ask yourself that question. My name is Kenneth Ogbeban. It's been my pleasure sharing these thoughts with you. Till the next video, thank you for listening.